This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. Yo, episode 75. I'm Rilla. We got Cam on production.
Yo.
Welcome to another episode of Real Hoops. Before we get into the show, I'd like to start off with the sideline story of the day. On October 9th, 1993, Team USA, a.k.a. the Dream Team, for you youngins who are listening and watching, would play the 1994 FIBA World Championship of Basketball in Canada with the Croaties. At this point, the original Dream Team was assembled and won their first gold medal together in the 92 games, of course, the legendary ones. Everybody knows them. But the 94 FIBA games would double down on our dominance. Don Nelson led the squad to 137-91 victory over Russia. We went up 79-40 by halftime, and Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight reel, led the team with 20 points. What makes his contributions even crazier is him scoring those 20 points. And from a box score standpoint, he basically put up 2 assists, 2 boards on like a Carmelo Anthony fashion type. For you youngins. 7 other players went for double digits. We got Sean Kemp, legendary, Alonzo Mourning, the forgotten Kevin Johnson, who was a dog back in the day. He led the team with 11 boards, and Joe Dumars had 5 assists. He was with the Detroit Pistons back in the day, won championships with Isaiah Thomas. And we know, of course, how the Dream Team went down, so we just wanted to show love and let the world know what it is on this October 9th. So let's get to the show. Let's get to it.
New segment alert. New segment alert. We want to get everything very organized with the show from here on out. And obviously we're always fleshing out ideas. So it's good to be able to come together and have some new segments for you. This segment here is called Hoop Hoopla, which is really just all the talk in Hoopland, you know, anything that has to do with hoop, especially current news. And so we're just gonna get right into it. It's a few things, so a little bit of some quick hitters. So let's start off with Braun, man. Let's start off with y'all. Let's start off with your GOAT. So many people thought he was announcing his retirement, which is hilarious. Even Lakers ticket sales for next season skyrocketed because he posted a IG video showing his quote-unquote second announcement. But turns out the announcement was an ad. What's up with your GOAT, man?
Troll Hall of Fame. Y'all thought I was trolling when I said he's in my troll Rushmore. Y'all don't get the subtle things that he does. And it's only going to get crazier the older this guy gets. Once he retires, I'm willing to bet a nice paycheck he's going to kill Skip in the media, finally, after he retires. Because he's petty like that. I would have been taking notes. That's beautiful. I liked it, because I'm a petty guy. I like to troll people. I like to make people angry. I'm an antagonizer, and a quiet one at that. Some people don't like it. I already knew about the Hennessy from last year. He has this endorsement for a year. If you're a Braun fan, you already knew. I didn't have any qualms about him retiring. They're going to put a large campaign behind him. This man has a lifetime endorsement with Nike. And if you didn't think Nike was going to be all over it to make billions, and those billions that they gave him with that billion plus lifetime contract that they gave him, you're on something. And they also got this guy that's suing him for that. Did you see that on the timeline? Yeah, see that on top with, yeah, I need $856. I'm like, bro, like, you really suing for $800? I ain't hard out here. I get it. But you're suing a billionaire for $800? Man, I guarantee the bottom half of that man fit is $800. You think man? This is why he's my GOAT, though. I like when he makes people mad, and it's only going to get worse as it goes along. I'm happy. I hate Hennessy, just personally speaking. Anytime y'all see me drinking, y'all will never see me with a bottle of Hennessy. I think it's deplorable. But shout out to my boy Lebron. He getting that bag.
Next on the list, we got to get to the baddies, man.
Oh yeah, hold on, hey, I like this topic here. We should do it more often. Yeah,
let's get back to the baddies, man. This one was hilarious. A guy named Bolo Loco on social media. He says the NBA may be in shambles because baddies don't create NBA greatness.
Chat, the reason why I feel like the NBA gonna fall off and the NBA had gotten soft because niggas' moms ain't built like 2005 Fantasia no more. Monique Parker, Patti LaBelle, nigga. See what I'm saying? That's how your mama gotta be built. You niggas is marrying and impregnating these badass, overly badass bitches and thinking your son finna come out a dog. He's not. He's finna be buns, nigga. Sorry to tell you, gang. Facts, bro. Niggas' moms ain't momming no more, bro. Look at Derrick Rose mama. His mama look like a dyke, nigga. She whoop your ass, nigga. Kevin Durant mama, she look like she got stupid squabbles, nigga. You niggas think you finna get Ruby Rose and Tyler pregnant and your son finna come out an animal. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. It's not happening, gang. I swear to God, it's not happening.
So apparently everybody's just hooking up with all these chicks that are badder than bad, but when they jit come out, they don't hold up to, you know, the other ones that's really in the mud. You feel me? He got a point.
I think he cooked a 5-course meal. I do. I think he, baddies is such. It's like low key the new acronym with the letter people, really, because they're their own entity. Damn near, they go by their own rules, and we have been privileged, us specifically, from a local perspective. Me and Cam grew up in South Florida. There's no shortage of it down here. Hell, I went to high school with Young Miami. Literally, she's a grade higher than me. I know what they look like. I know the rules they abide by. You see them walking down the hall. We just have an experience with bad or baddies. We're just gonna call them baddies. And man, I can't help to say, but it's facts, bro. It's facts. Genetic lottery is a thing. I was watching a video prior to the pod. Dwight Howard specifically. Dwight Howard grew up to be 6'11". Now his mother, she was 5'10", and his father was 6'7". Did you know that Yao Ming's parents, I believe his father was somewhere around 6'8", his mother was somewhere around 6'2", and he came out to be 7'6". Genetics play a very large factor. And just from a personal perspective, there are some very beautiful looking tall women. Do not get it twisted. But I don't know, what is the baddie average height? I never really thought about it until he said that. Because the baddies that I went to school with was somewhere in between 5'11", at most 5'7". That's just me personally. I could be wrong. I could be not factoring in the Texas baddies. They play by a whole different rules. What's up, Texas? They play by a whole set of rules. Me personally, I like tall women. Yeah, I like all women, but I like tall women. I actually dated a girl that was 5'10". Dated a girl that also was 5'11". I've dated taller women. Genetics play a factor. Upbringing brings a factor. Man, them baddies be talking about soft life. You think they about to be harder than your son? Yeah, he ran too many suicides. Bring him in. You trying to get him to live a soft life when he's trying to go into the NBA and he has to go deal with Wembanyama when he drives. And then to blow by him, he may have to go past Jason Tatum. And you think he ran too much suicides today? Nah, shorty. He ain't run enough. Yeah, so get him off the game and get him in the field. The baddie's not gonna do that. She's in her soft life. She got her nails did today. She not about to have her son sweating and putting in too much work. She not about to have her son do too hard of a job. You too hard on him. She come from a soft life, but a woman who not used to that, who might be a little thicker on the bones, who might be a little bit taller. She might not be a 10, she might be a 6. And on a good day, she might be a 7. She gonna get it done. The baddies, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, every time they zoom in and we seeing y'all moms, they be letting me know how you gonna be during the draft. Yeah, I'll be seeing y'all in the draft with y'all nice suits, and then I look at y'all mom, I'm like, hold on. I don't know. I don't know if he might be, you know what I mean? And I don't want to shout out no specific names. I'm gonna let y'all careers play out for now, but I've been right majority of the time. Just saying. I think you might got a point. I think you might have cooked.
Speaking of soft life, we already have another topic from another, woman that wants to be in the life of baddies and definitely have the soft life.
I think she's a baddie.
I mean, by all means, but the way how everybody's treating her right now, I don't know. They treating her bad, not a baddie. They treating her bad. Ayesha Curry is still talking about her marriage difficulties. She says she never thought of getting married and having kids, but fell into it. Also, she says she thought Steph would be a basketball coach and she would have things going on. Not turning into the greatest shooter of all time.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life.
Now, some people think Steph should leave her and she should hit the streets to see how treacherous it is. I don't have any opinion on it. But is she begging for a whole phase or what?
I don't know. She's in her late 30s, ain't she? I want to go crazy because this is Steph that we're talking to. Steph doesn't talk, bro. I want y'all to know this. Steph doesn't talk. Even when he's on the court giving folks 50, he just dances around. He's not going to engage in a long conversation with you. He's a quiet guy on the court. So I feel like we're a little bit sensitive to the topic. But if we keep it in the bean, she sounds ungrateful, dog. She sounds ungrateful, and it's very discouraging as a single man to hear a woman who is the definition of what they call put up. That means she can wake up in the morning, she doesn't have to clean, she doesn't have to cook, she can be a mother and a wife, and that's it. Any other endeavors that she may want, she could possibly go ahead and do that because I got the bread to do that. I'm worth 200, 300 mil. I think he's getting paid 60 M's this year. And we're not even talking about his Under Armour deal. And you're talking about some. I thought he was. You know what it gives? It gives that she thought he was beneath her. And that's why I don't chase. See, that's my very fear. I like who like me. I call me modern, or I like who like me. I'm not doing no chasing. You want me, it's usually a lay down. There is no pursuing you. I don't know. If you're chasing, that means it's running away from you. That's what I was taught as a kid. And that's what it comes off as. Like, she feels like when they got together, she felt like she was above him and they weren't equal, which is unfortunate because they took vows. And under God, you stated that this man is your equal. And under the new laws that we have, because a long time ago, it wouldn't be no podcast mic for you to talk. It wouldn't be no rights. It'll be he's the breadwinner, you're the lovely looking wife, and that's it. But you're looking at, I remember she said in that other interview that she looks at how the attention that he gets from the opposite sex. Attention is women's currency, bro. Like, that's why you be seeing girls on Twitter like, why did y'all unfollow me when I said I had a man? Girl, you're taken. We don't want to see you no more. Hey, you just posted a ultrasound. Girl, it's over with. Yeah, girl, you just posted wedding. It's over with. But attention is their currency. and I'm learning this as I go, bro. There is no rollout for a man, bro, when you're single in 2025. She don't know how my friends don't know how treacherous the streets is, that are taken, that have beautiful families, that are married. You know what I mean? I have a slew of friends, and I tell them, stay inside. There's dog shit, there's vomit, there's piss, and there's no lights in the dating scene. So you don't know what you're stepping into until you stepped into it. That's how treacherous it is. So be careful what you ask for, because if that man leaves you, yeah, I'll forget you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll forget you exist tomorrow, Ayesha. No disrespect, but I will literally forget that you exist tomorrow without Steph Curry. No disrespect, but to put all of this into perspective, it just sounds like she feels like at the time of marriage, or at the time of the relationship, she felt like she was above him, and she didn't know that she was going to get walked down in generational fashion for him to be the greatest shooter of all time. And it's just unfortunate, because Steph don't bother nobody, bro.
Well, at least there's another woman that hasn't said anything disparaging about her significant other. Ayesha Wilson.
Oh, okay, yeah, the homie. Yeah.
But you had a theory, though. You had a theory. And I want you to expound on this theory, because while Bam seemed to struggle last season, by his standards, obviously, I mean, you said this plenty of times, Ayesha has been killing it out here. Like, right now, she's in the WNBA Finals, and it's looking like she's about to chip up again. Right? She already got Depoy, and she already got MVP, and she may get another chip this year. So
3 rings, how many MVPs, and how many depoys?
If I'm not mistaken. So, with your theory, do you think that you're right about Ayesha taking Bam's basketball soul?
You know, I'm a very scorned and angry Heat fan. As you can see, I'm not wearing any Heat gear. I usually pull up with the hat or some. I'm scoring right now. We playing the Spurs. We have some nice highlights. Khalil Ware is doing the damn thing, by the way, right now. He's doing the damn thing. Proud of that man. Hopefully he's able to average a double-double and propel us. But back to the actual topic. My theory is that Ayesha got additional game from Bam, and that might have, caused him to not be as fluid and aggressive as he has been in the past. This about to go left, so prepare yourself, Cam. Yeah, after you done got it, you relax. You know what I mean? They banging down low. You kind of a little bit tender because you feel me? It's different. You know what I mean? So just from a man perspective, I don't know how a woman feel. I haven't dated gym ladies, but not an athlete, let alone a professional. But from a man perspective, after you done, you play a little bit different. I don't know if that's the case. I just want my franchise player to give me 25 and 10 and lead us into a top 4 seed. But Ayesha's out here looking like she might be literally the WNBA's GOAT. And I'm not exaggerating. That resume is crazy. I just want my franchise player back, man. That's all.
I feel you, man.
So
another segment alert. I'm telling you, man, we coming through with these segments, dog. Seriously.
Believe it or not, I didn't even read this portion.
Don't even worry about it.
Man, I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? We get into our second segment of the show.
Alright, let's get it.
So this segment is called Prime for Prime. So this is a segment where 2 random players are put against each other to find out who was better in their prime. And there's plenty of players that filter through the league. So this is gonna be one of them ones, I would like to think.
Okay.
So, since this is our first time doing the segment, I actually just wanted to throw out something very random because I wanted to hear your take on it, right?
What's that?
So, this is the first of many. We have Vlade Divac.
Oh, that's a pull. Yeah, that's a pull.
Versus Joakim Noah. All right. Obviously, different era, but I just want to go ahead and let you know both of their career stats, and you let me know what you think. So Vlade Divac throughout his career, he averaged 11.8 points a game, 8.2 rebounds, and 3 assists. All right. Joakim on the other hand, he averaged 8.8 points a game, 9 rebounds, and I would say 3 assists. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up 3 because it's 2.8, so I'm gonna give him the 0.2. Right.
Okay.
Now, obviously, there are certain things to be spoken about with both of their careers from a health standpoint, but just prime for prime, who you taking?
Absolute prime means absolute peak. If there was a draft lottery and you said really you had to pick between the two, I'm gonna go Joakim Noah. I think he was a dog defensively. I think a very underrated portion of his game was his playmaking. Of course, you had Vlade, who was also a good playmaker as well. But I think defensively, and I think I want to say one season he was in MVP talks or was a top 3 or 4 in MVP voting. If you can look that up for me, Joakim Noah. But if you're asking me at this point in juncture, because Vlade, I want to give him credit because he made the finals with Magic in '91. Of course, they lost to MJ when they, they made certain adjustments after Game 1. And he almost made the finals as a Sacramento King along with C. Webb and Mike Bibby and Doug Christie and Peja. So, he's won a lot of basketball. There we go. 4th in MVP voting during the 13 and 14 season. And you can make the case that Vlade was never going to be in that equation because he played in a big man era that was dominated by literally legendary Hall of Famers. Patrick Ewing even struggled to make some All-NBA teams because of the era that he played in. But defensively, I think he's a guru. I think he runs rugged to the rim. And I think from a playmaking aspect as well, which is one of the more underrated aspects of his game, I probably would go Joakim Noah.
I'm not going to argue with it, and not to say that I'm on the side of Vlade, but it's just, this is real hoops. We talking about Rilla. And his perspective, you know what I mean? Anybody else that have an issue with it or even agree with it, just let us know in the comments whenever you see this anywhere. Social media, YouTube, it don't matter. Anyway, before we wrap it up, right? Let's get into real talk. So, Kevin Durant invites Russell Westbrook to Houston. Kevin Durant says Russell Westbrook is a legend.
Facts.
Should still be in the NBA and would be a dope signing for the Rockets. Obviously, Russ is not on the team right now, which is insane to really even think about.
Right.
But, the business. Does Russ's free agency have more to do with him or your theory that we've talked about a few times of shorter athletic guards dying out? And expand on that theory too, because I think that's interesting.
Well, I'll expand on that theory. Shorter, above the rim in particular, athletic guards usually don't have a long shelf life. And I'll give you some names, and you can correct me. Steve Francis, 6'3", could jump out the gym, was called the franchise. I believe by year 8, year 9, it was pretty much a wrap for him. You look at somebody like, I hate to say it because we're still emotional about how it played out. You look at somebody like Derrick Rose, youngest MVP in NBA in history. And, after the second ACL, it was pretty much, he pretty much had to become a rotational piece throughout the league. And I'm looking at Ja, and I'm watching his body a little bit break down, even to the point of last year. You remember he said that, I don't know about dunking and that I'm going to do more layups. And then he comes out the next game and goes behind the back versus the Celtics. and does what he does, and it's electric, and it's gonna sell tickets because why is this little man amongst giants getting on that rim like that? I gotta see it. Westbrook is the anomaly. I think people don't realize or ignore what went on during Westbrook's career. Did we forget that this gentleman, up until I believe that was like year 6 for him when Pat Bev injured him, he didn't miss a game in high school, he didn't miss a game in UCLA, and up until that point, he did not miss a game in OKC. And a freak accident happens with Pat Bev. They had smoke for years upon years upon years. And all it took was that injury to start to pile on. And the injuries did come in a few years, right? In 2014, I remember KD essentially facing the Grizzlies by himself because Westbrook was hurt. And it's just the durability of it. You know, you're getting up and down and you're coming down from a 10-foot rim and you're 6'1" and you're coming in with all that velocity because you have these footers trying to, you know what I'm saying, block your shot. What does your landing look like? Now, what does your lower extremities look like? Now, once your lower extremities are gone, what are we going to do with the jumper? Do you have a viable enough jumper? You know, you look at a John Wall, I think he was dealt a bad hand after he got hurt in Washington, but we pretty much never heard him again. And it's been a pattern, right? And John Wall is a taller guy. I believe he was about 6'3", 6'4". And look at De'Aaron Fox getting on that rim. He's the injuries are starting to come in for him as well. And you could say injuries are part of the game, but there is a very particular play style, right? You could say Steph Curry had his ankle injuries, right? But when he corrected the ankle injuries, he wasn't missing that many games, was he? It took Steve Nash for him to throw his entire back for him to have that type of injury. Trae Young, for as miniature as he is, he don't miss that many games. These are the below the rim guys who are pulling from 40. And they could play for a longer time. In my estimation, shelf life just seems to be a little bit different. Now, in terms of Westbrook not having a job, I'm looking at how y'all did Carmelo Anthony. I'm looking at how y'all did Dwight Howard. I'm looking at how y'all did DeMarcus Cousins with guys that have abrasive or strong personalities. That could play a factor into it. I don't think it's necessarily in Russ's aspect, his athleticism. I still was watching him get up on that rim in Denver. Now, what does that say with the other places that he has had his tenures with? Because at this point in time, he's played with OKC, he's played with Houston, he's played with Washington, both LA teams, and Denver. That's 6 teams. That's enough time for other people to gather information about what you're like with the locker room. And I've heard nothing but great things from a player aspect, but the players don't sign your checks. Upper management does. And once they put that tag on you, bruh, it's really hard for you to, you know what I mean, shake that off. Now, if Houston is smart, sign him. Yesterday. He's already played in Houston. Van Vliet is going to be out for an extensive period of time. Are you going to trust in a Reed Shepherd who's barely seen any floor time? Are you going to trust in Amen Thompson's shooting ability to give you enough spacing for KD and Sengun to cook? Cool, if that's your case. But at worst case scenario, from a professional standpoint, from what I've heard from the actual players, is that Westbrook shows up early to every single practice. He's early on the game bus to every single game bus. And you can use that for your young guys, in particular, Reed Shepherd, in particular, Amen Thompson, in particular, Sengun. KD don't need to be doing that. He's damn near 20 years in the league. Longevity, he has that as well as with his contemporaries of LeBron and stuff. So he knows what to do. You have a Jeff Green who's also a vet. But there's something to be said of having a vet that plays your position. And I think that's where he can be used in Houston. I want to see Russ on the team badly, bro. He's 500 points away from being the highest scoring guard of all time, and I think he deserves it because of how he played the game and approached it, regardless of how you feel about his efficiency or his turnovers. He never cheated the game of effort, and I think he deserves, like Katie said, a proper farewell tour. So y'all need to get it together and sign my boy. All right, man. Episode 75. We out of here. Follow us, Media Den _ Young Rilla. Y'all know how to spell my name. It's kind of hard to tough. YOUNG double. You feel me? REELA. We got my boy Cam. It's _ it's Cam. Y'all follow my boy too. We out of here. Season 3, episode 2. We out of here.
And I promise we'll definitely have a real clean closing at some point.
We figuring it out. They cool.
Yeah,
they cool. We figured it out. We love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.
For sure. Peace out.